I don't even know where to put my hands. In this video I have whipped up 20 sandwiches, each bursting with unique flavors and crafted using the right equipment, from kitchen essentials to outdoor barbecue area. Trust me, after watching this you will want to roll up your sleeves and get cooking. This is Yegor and we are about to take sandwich making to the next level. Ready? Let's get started. Alright, kicking off with sandwich number 1. You know shrimp and you love sandwiches, so why not combine the two? Today it is the shrimp po' boy and we are making it in the air fryer. You will need some large shrimp. First and foremost, make sure they are cleaned and ready to go. Season them with a mix of paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, dried oregano, salt and black pepper. Next, mix some milk and an egg together for your wet coating. Then combine regular flour and cornmeal for your dry coating. Dip each spiced shrimp into the milk-egg mixture and then coat it with the flour cornmeal mix. Place them on a rack so they don't get soggy. These are going to get super crispy in the air fryer. While those are cooking, make sure you have got your sliced tomatoes, pickles and romaine lettuce ready to go, and let's prep our bread. Slice up some French bread or baguette. And for the creamy kick, let's make some remoulade sauce. Mix up a sauce with mayo, Dijon mustard, lemon juice, paprika, minced garlic, chopped pickles and salt and pepper. Oh, and don't forget to add a dash of Tabasco for some heat. Once the shrimp are golden, load them onto the bread, drizzle with the sauce and add your veggies. Oh my god, guys, this sandwich is super legit. Honestly speaking, this is the first time I have prepared such a sandwich and I didn't even knew such sandwich existed. Anyway, crispy shrimps, sauce, fresh veggies, pickles. But don't fill up just yet, we are moving right along to the next sandwich. Let's dive into sandwich number 2, the timeless egg salad sandwich. First things first, boiling the eggs. Place them in a pot, cover with water and let them boil. After boiling, transfer them to cold water for easy peeling. Once cooled, peel and finely chop the eggs, keeping some chunks for a good mouthfeel. And time for the mix. Combine the eggs with mayo, a pinch of Dijon mustard and fresh chives for a touch of freshness. Season to perfection with salt and pepper and blend until you achieve a creamy, chunky consistency. But before assembling, let's talk bread. A soft, white or whole wheat bread works wonders. Want an added crunch? Toast those slices to a golden hue. Spread your egg mixture onto one toasted slice, add a fresh lettuce leaf and cap it off with the second slice. The toasted bread, creamy filling and the crunch from lettuce. It's a symphony of textures. A sandwich that is both classic and comforting. And guess what? There is more deliciousness ahead. Alright, diving into sandwich number 3. Ready for some comfort food? We are doing a ham and cheese croissant but with a twist. First off, that bechamel sauce. In a pot, melt some butter, stir in flour until it is smooth, then gradually add milk. Keep stirring until it is thick and creamy. Oh, and a dash of nutmeg. Trust me on this. While that's on the stove, grab a croissant and slice it halfway. Think of it as a pocket. Now, stuff in some ham and cheese slices, but here is where it gets good. Drizzle a good amount of that bechamel you just made right inside. It is going to make everything all creamy and dreamy. Before popping them in the oven, let's sprinkle some parmesan on top. Gives it a nice touch. Into a preheated oven they go, just until they are golden and the cheese gets all melty. You see that cheese pulling apart? That's when you know it's done right. Alright, time to taste. I bet you can't resist the crispy croissant with the creamy inside. Bite in and you instantly get that crispy croissant, creamy sauce and melted cheese all in one go. The ham adds that salty kick. Seriously, it's like the best breakfast sandwich ever, but even better because you made it yourself. You've got to try this one, and hey, stick around, I've got more sandwiches coming up. Alright, moving on to sandwich number 4. Are you ready for something special? You might have had grilled cheese, but today we are giving it a gourmet twist. Say hello to the gourmet ham and cheese toastie. And our main tool for this? The sandwich press. First things first, choose a quality bread. I'm thinking sourdough, which gives a lovely crunch. Now for the secret sauce. A mix of Dijon mustard and mayo. It sounds simple, but it is going to change your toasty game. Spread that mix generously over your slices. And let's talk filling. Lay down some good ham, top it with either Gruyere or Emmental, those cheeses that melt like a dream. But here is the game changer. A dollop of caramelized onions. Oh, and don't forget a few fresh basil leaves. They add a lovely aromatic touch. Time to cook. Butter the outer sides of your sandwich and pop it into the preheated sandwich press. When it is golden and you can see that ooey gooey cheese peeking out, you know it's done. Man, that combo of crunchy bread, melted cheese, sweet onions and basil, absolute perfection. And the Dijon mayo mix, it ties everything together. So it's super easy to make, especially if you have got those caramelized onions on hand. Don't have them? Well, let's just say with a bit of foresight, this could be the easiest gourmet meal you ever make. Just a heads up. Having caramelized onions ready in the fridge is a chef move. Makes everything taste fancy. Give it a try and you will see what I mean. Alright folks, it is sandwich number 5. Think you can guess this one? Picture meat that has been simmering away, getting tender and more flavorful with each tick of the clock. Still stumped? Alright, let's leave the veil. Pulling off the lid. Ta-da! It's beautifully slow cooked pulled pork straight out of the cooker. Soft, juicy and eager to be the highlight of our sandwich. I thought I would save you the long watch of the cooking process. Remember, it's a sandwich making time, not a day-long cooking show. First up, toast those soft buns until they're golden. Pile on that succulent pork. For a little tannin bite, we are adding some pickles and onions. Feeling a touch gourmet? Let's top it off with a dollop of coleslaw for a smooth contrast. The melt of the meat with those toppings, pure bliss. Even though our focus is on the sandwich, the real hero, that divine slow-cooked pork. Take a bite and tell me if it isn't one of the best things you have tasted. Alright team, sandwich number 6. Now, remember that fancy gourmet ham and cheese toastie we did a while back? Let's strip it back to basics. Classic, simple, iconic. We're talking about the good old grilled cheese sandwich. Pan style. So first things first, grab your favorite bread. I'm using white bread here because hey, we're keeping it old school. Next up, you want some nice slices of cheddar cheese. And don't forget the butter. It's what gives that crispy golden edge we all love. Butter the outside of your bread. Don't skimp on this. It is the secret to that perfect crunch. Heat up your pan on medium. Once it's warm, in goes the bread. Listen to that sizzle. Layer on 2 slices of cheese and then top it off with the second slice of bread, butter side up. Once the bottom slice turns a perfect shade of golden brown, usually in about 2 to 4 minutes. Give it a flip. Let the other side cook until it reaches that golden standard and the cheese is all melted. And there you have it, a perfectly crispy, gooey grilled cheese sandwich. That crunch and the gooey cheese inside, pure bliss. Honestly, it is the simple pleasures in life, isn't it? I bet you think we have peaked with this classic, but just wait till you see sandwich number 7 on our list. Trust me, we're just getting started. Keep tuning in and let's keep the sandwich magic going. Back with sandwich number 7. Remember the grilled cheese? We are taking it international now. Bánh mi, a Vietnamese classic but with a twist. We are using a gas blowtorch for that pork belly. First, slice that pork belly into bacon-like strips. Second, we need a good baguette. The lighter, the better. Cut it in half and if you are feeling extra, give the inside a quick toast with the blowtorch. Trust me on this one. Then, it's time for some fire action again. Torch those bacon slices until they are slightly charred and fully cooked, and drizzle a bit of soy sauce over. Slather one side of the baguette with chicken pate and the other with good old mayo. Next, lay down those torched bacon slices on the baguette. Layer in those crunchy cucumbers and radishes, and here is a twist. Some classic pickled carrots and bell peppers. If you like a little heat, toss in some pickled jalapenos. To finish, a handful of fresh cilantro. Alright, close up that sandwich and give it a gentle press. Let's make this masterpiece compact. Pretty interesting combination of that torch pork, tangy pickles and creamy pate. If you haven't tried banh mi yet, you are missing out. Give it a go and you can thank me later. Cheers to sandwich number 7 and here is to the next. Alright folks, we're on to sandwich number 8. You ready? This one is a classic that never goes out of style. The BLT, bacon, lettuce and tomato. Simple, right? But oh so delicious. Okay, let's get to it. First grab some slices of raw bacon. Lay them flat in a cold skillet and then turn up the heat to medium. We want them to cook evenly and get super crispy. Flip occasionally and when they have reached that perfect crunch level, take them out and let them rest on some paper towels to drain any excess fat. While our bacon is resting, toast up some good quality bread, whatever's your favorite. I'm going for a nice rustic sourdough today. Once toasted, spread a generous amount of mayo on one slice. This is the glue that holds everything together. Then layer on those crispy bacon strips. Top that with some fresh lettuce, and I'm using romaine for a bit of crunch. And finally, some juicy tomato slices. Sprinkle a bit of salt and pepper on those tomatoes for an extra flavor kick. Close it up with the second slice of bread, and you have got yourself a masterpiece. Oh man, it's crispy, fresh, and that bacon. Perfect. It's a classic for a reason, you know? If you have never tried making a BLT at home before, you've got to give it a go. So simple, but every bite is a flavor explosion. Cheers to sandwich number 8. Who knew something this simple could be so darn good? Alright, we're diving into sandwich number 9. Remember those fancy sandwiches you'd see in dinners and think, whoa, that's indulgent? Yep, that's the Monte Cristo. A sandwich so rich it feels like dessert, but savory. Let's get to it. Starting off, you will need some soft white bread, that fluffy everyday kind. Start by placing a hearty slice of ham on one slice, followed by a slice of turkey. We're talking deli style here, so think a bit more generous than your regular sandwich meat. Now add your slice of Swiss cheese. Its smell factor, chef kiss. Top it with the second bread slice and repeat. For our wet mixture, whisk together your eggs and milk, a touch of salt, and if you fancy, a sprinkle of vanilla extract for a hint of warmth, and prepare flour for dredging. Time for frying. Using a pot is genius for this. Pour in your oil, enough to completely submerge the sandwich. Heat it up until it's nice and hot. Test with a little piece of bread. If it sizzles immediately, you are golden. Drench the sandwich in our wet mix. Not a quick dip. Let it soak in for a moment, and then gently dredge the soaked sandwich in flour. This is our secret for that extra crispy finish. Gently lower the sandwich in oil and let it fry to a deep golden brown. This should take around 3-4 minutes. You want that beautiful crunch on the outside. Carefully take it out when you're done and let it sit on paper towels. This step is crucial to drain off any excess oil and keep sandwich crispy. It's a dance of savory and slightly sweet, especially if you drizzle some maple syrup or honeyberry jam or dust powdered sugar on top. This, my friends, is how you elevate a simple sandwich. And if you have never tried a Monte Cristo, trust me, you are missing out. Dive in and let's hear what you think. Alright folks, brace yourselves. We're diving into one of the most complex, intricate sandwiches known to mankind. The peanut butter and jelly. Yep, you heard right. Now, don't get intimidated. Take a deep breath and let's begin this culinary challenge. Grab your slices of bread. No pressure here. White, whole wheat, whatever you fancy. Now for the tricky bit. First, pop those slices of bread into the toaster until they reach your preferred level of crispness. Spread a generous layer of peanut butter on one slice. Deep breath, you've got this. On the other slice, a beautiful layer of jelly or jam. Grape, strawberry? How about homemade honeyberry jam? Ah, your kitchen, your rules. Slap them together. And there you have it, a classic peanut butter and jam sandwich, elevated with toasted bread. Enjoy! And here it is, the Everest of sandwiches. Let's take a bite. It is as challenging as I remember, but also worth it. The creamy peanut butter mingling with the sweet jam, especially when it is toasted, heavenly. If you can master this one, there is no sandwich too hard for you. Cheers to the timeless peanut butter jam. Alright, we're diving into sandwich number 11, the Korean Bulgogi sandwich. This one is a real treat. Let's kick things off with the beef. Grab a New York strip or ribeye, drop it on the floor.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
Pick it right back up and slice it into thin strips, Korean style. The marinade is crucial, and here is what I did. Combined soy sauce, brown sugar, sake, garlic, ginger and sesame oil. I threw in some black pepper for good measure. Ideally, you would use rice wine for this, but all I had was sake and it works just fine. This mix, oh man, it's packed with flavors. Submerge the beef slices in there, ensuring they are all coated, and let it sit for a good hour. If you have got time to spare, let it marinate longer, it only gets better. While the beef is marinating, I whipped up some spicy sriracha mayo. Trust me, you will want this. Now, the fun part, cooking the beef. Heat up a skillet and when it is piping hot, lay down the beef slice. You should should hear a satisfying sizzle. Let them cook until they have got this nice brown, slightly caramelized look with some edges getting crispy. Near the end, I toss in some sesame seeds and green onions for that extra pop. For our sandwich assembly, toasted bread gets a layer of spicy sriracha mayo, then comes a generous bed of fresh lettuce. Pile on the beef, and for a refreshing contrast, add cucumber and red onion slices. The harmony of flavors is unreal. The beef is sweet, savory and tender, and that spicy kick from the mayo, the crispness of the lettuce and the crunch of the cucumber and the onion, it's all coming together, and this sandwich is a symphony in every bite. Honestly, it's a flavor explosion. And alright, I'm gonna polish this one off, and meanwhile keep an eye out for sandwich number 12. Can't wait to share the next one. Alright my friends, get ready for sandwich number 12. Chicken Pesto Panini, and we are using chicken thighs today. First off, season that chicken thigh with some salt, pepper and a hint of garlic powder. We want those flavors deep in the meat. Toss it into a pan with a bit of olive oil. Give it a good 6-8 minutes on each side until it is perfectly cooked through. Once it's done, set it aside to rest and then slice it up. Now, for the assembling part, grab your ciabatta and generously spread some pesto on both slices. Layer on that creamy mozzarella, followed by your freshly cooked chicken slices. Oh, and don't forget a handful of arugula or spinach for that fresh kick. Close up that sandwich and give the outside a brush of olive oil or butter. Pop it onto the preheated grill pan. Now, here is where the magic happens. Press it down. We want those crispy grill marks and that melted cheese. Flip and repeat. Oh man, the flavors here are insane. The juiciness of the chicken thigh, the freshness of the pesto, that melted mozzarella, it's so good. It's kinda surprising it's just a sandwich. Enjoy every bite guys, and keep your eyes peeled, we are heading to sandwich number 13 soon. Guys, sandwich number 13. Who said waffles are just for breakfast? Well, technically this is a breakfast sandwich, but you know what I mean. For our butter, sieve that flour to keep it lump-free and airy. Mix in your baking powder, sugar and a hint of salt. Now, in a separate bowl, beat your egg, toss in the milk and that melted butter. Mix it well. Gradually combine your wet and dry ingredients, stir gently, don't overdo it. A few lumps? That's alright. Let it rest a bit. Alright, time for the waffle maker. Grease it, pour in that butter and wait for the magic. While those waffles are getting golden, let's crisp up some bacon in a skillet. Once that has crispy goodness, set them aside. Now, in that same skillet, using that flavorful fat, let's fry up some eggs. Just crack them in. I'm going to leave the yolk running today because that is how I like it. But you do you. Time to build. Lay down a waffle, throw on a slice of cheddar, your bacon, that delicious egg, another slice of cheddar, and cap it off with the second waffle. Alright guys, taste test number 1234. Man, this is breakfast heaven. Crispy waffles, melted cheese, savory meat, and that rich yolk, it's the breakfast of champions, sandwich style. Hang tight, we are moving on to number 14 next. Alright team, we are on to sandwich number 14, the ever-fresh Caprese sandwich. First things first, grab that baguette or ciabatta and slice it in half. Now, give it a generous drizzle of olive oil and a touch of balsamic glaze. Luscious. Now, for the tomatoes. You know, I picked these straight from my garden. I swear they're so delicious, they could win an award or something. Place them onto the bread, a sprinkle of salt and pepper comes next, don't hold back, layer on that creamy mozzarella and finally our fragrant basil leaves. Cap it off with the top half of your baguette. And here is where we elevate it. Throw it onto your grill, panini press, or if you are like me today, a grill pan. A couple of minutes until it is slightly crispy and that cheese is peeking out all melty. Oh man, those garden tomatoes make all the difference. So simple, yet the flavors through the roof. But don't get too cozy, sandwich number 15 is on its way and it promises to be epic. Let's switch things up with sandwich number 15. Ever had those days where you crave something light, refreshing, yet totally satisfying? Enter the Mediterranean hummus and veggie wrap. No heavy cooking involved, just pure, simple ingredients. Let's get wrapping. First things first, get that air fryer running at about 350F or 180C. While it heats up, let's set up our wrap. Lay out your tortilla and smear on a generous layer of hummus. Layer on your lettuce, followed by some cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, olives, and those vibrant red onion slices. Time for some feta. Sprinkle that on to give our wrap that perfect salty touch. Alright, roll up that tortilla tightly. Once your air fryer is ready, pop your wrap in and give it a light brush of olive oil. We are aiming for a lovely golden finish, so 3-4 minutes should get us there. And there we have it. Crispy on the outside, fresh and creamy on the inside. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Creamy hummus, crunchy wedges, and the warm crispy tortilla, wrapping it all up. We are 15 sandwiches in and the journey is just getting more delicious. Stay tuned because next we are moving to the barbecue area. Can't wait to see you all there. Alright, diving into sandwich number 16, the kebab sandwich on a brazier. You might be thinking, a kebab sandwich in this mix? Absolutely, because who doesn't love a good kebab? The savory kebab meat combined with fresh wedges is just top notch, and that smoky touch from the brazier, perfection. So I've got this lamb shoulder and I will be grinding it myself to really push the flavor to the max. But hey, if you are short on time, store-bought ground lamb works great too. Once you have your ground lamb, grate some red onion. Then take your ground lamb and mix it up with the grated onion and some minced garlic. Spice it up with ground paprika, cumin, coriander and a touch of cayenne. Stir in fresh chopped parsley, season it right with the salt and pepper and make sure it's all well mixed. Get that brazier going. As the kebabs sizzle and char, slice up your red onion, tomato and cucumber. Pick your fave lettuce or mixed greens. For the sauce, mix yogurt, tahini, garlic and a dash of lemon juice, a little salt and pepper and you are golden. Once the kebabs are ready, it's time to build. Pita bread, then sauce, meat, and finally the wedges. And voila, a flavorful bite right from the Middle East. Let's get tasting. Man, that smoky lamb with the fresh wedges and that killer sauce, it's like a quick trip to the Middle East without leaving your kitchen. If you are tired of the same old sandwiches, you've got to try this one. Trust me, if I can juggle 20 different sandwiches, you've totally got this one down. Alright folks, welcome to sandwich number 17. If you recall, our fifth sandwich we did a slow cooked pulled pork, but now we are stepping up with a twist, smoked pulled pork. This is the kind of sandwich that makes barbecue lovers go weak in the knees. I have put in about 12 hours smoking this pork butt. Much like with our earlier sandwich, I won't delve deep into how to make the pulled pork itself. Let's keep the spotlight on the sandwich. As I pull this meat apart, just look at that tantalizing tenderness. Grab those soft, slightly sweet buns, they really do justice to the deep flavors of the smoked pork. Pile the meat high and be generous. A finishing touch? Again, let's go with some creamy coleslaw right on top. It adds that crisp, tangy kick, making each bite a harmony of flavors. Whoa! The flavors of the smoky pork complemented by the zesty coleslaw, absolutely dynamite. Out of the 20 sandwiches we have got, this might just be the dark horse that takes the lead. So, if you are thinking of the perfect barbecue staple, look no further, trust me. Your taste buds will thank you. Moving on to the sandwich number 18. We're mixing it up a bit, combining the smokiness from the grill with some fresh wedges flavor. Get ready for a summer sensation. Today we are whipping up the grilled veggie and chicken sandwich on our trusty Weber kettle. A lighter option but bursting with flavors. For our protein we are opting for chicken thighs. More juicy and flavorful than breast, they grill up beautifully. Season those thighs with salt and pepper. As for our wedges, slice up your zucchini, bell peppers and mushrooms. Drizzle them with olive oil, season with salt and pepper and mix well. Fire up the grill and let these chicken thighs do their dance on the grill, achieving a golden sear while staying moist inside. And same for wedges, give them a quick grill. The aim, charred edges but retaining that crisp freshness. Okay, now bread. We are using a ciabatta. Its crusty exterior and soft interior makes it a perfect choice. And don't forget to toast your ciabatta as well. Now assembly. Slather a thin layer of mayo on the inside for a touch of creaminess. Lay down your grilled chicken thigh, then stack those vibrant grilled wedges on top. The juicy chicken, the smoky charred wedges, all coming together in that crusty ciabatta, it's a barbecue daydream. If you fancy something lighter but still packed with real goodness, this sandwich is your answer. Plus, going a bit lighter means more room for a cold drink or maybe an extra side. Cheers to that! Rolling into sandwich number 19. Got a hankering for some meat? Cool, cause we are going big with a classic steak sandwich and we're doing it on the gas grill. Simple but oh so delicious. So I got this awesome ribeye prime and the New York strip. All you got to do is season them well with salt and pepper. Throw them on the grill, get a nice sear on the outside and keep the inside juicy. No fuss, just straightforward grilling. Once they're done, let them rest a bit. In the meantime, toss some onions on the grill. We're aiming for that sweet caramelized goodness. And no, we don't need that much for the sandwich. I make a little in reserve because I just love adding those onions to everything. While the steaks are resting, let's quickly make some aioli sauce. In a mixing bowl, whisk together the egg yolk, lemon juice and minced garlic. Then slowly drizzle in the olive oil while continuously whisking until the mixture emulsifies and forms a creamy consistency. Alright, slice the steak, grab a baguette, the kind that is crispy on the outside but soft on the inside. Slather on some of that homemade aioli, then lay on your steak slices, pile on those caramelized onions and throw on some arugula for a fresh bite. Yo, it's incredible! The steak, tender and flavorful, pairs beautifully with the sweet onions and spicy arugula, all nestled within that crusty baguette. It's an upscale barbecue experience right in your backyard. And if you have been saving a special bottle of red wine, now it's time to pop it. Cheers to gourmet grilling! Alright, moving on to sandwich number 20, the last one. Ever had French toast? How about turning it into a sandwich? Yep, you heard that right. Today we are crafting a French toast sandwich and it is going to blow your mind. Our trusty cast iron griddle is front and centered for this adventure. First order of business. Grab some sandwich bread. You will want it thick cut, sturdy enough to handle what's coming, but still spongy to soak up our eggy mix. Speaking of which, whisk together a few eggs, a good splash of milk and a pinch of salt in a bowl. For the filling, we are rolling classic. Ham and cheese, a combination that never disappoints. Time for some griddle action. Dip your bread slices into the egg mix, making sure every nook and cranny is covered. Sizzle them on that hot griddle. As they cook, lay your ham on one slice and cheese on the other. Once they are golden brown and that cheese gets all melty, it's game time. Take the slice with the cheese and place it cheese side down on the ham slice. Press gently with your spatula, let them unite and then lift that beauty off the griddle. There you have it. Breakfast magic right there. It's everything you want from a sandwich and breakfast in one. Crispy, creamy and just downright tasty. Whether you're looking for a hearty breakfast or a twist on your usual sandwich, this one is a winner and honestly, it's so easy to whip up. Give it a go. It's a bit cold here. This has been quite the culinary journey. I have whipped up 20 different sandwiches for you guys. Some epic and some not so much. But if I had to pick my top 3, here they are. Number 1 has to be the steak and aioli sandwich. I mean, how could it not be? It is a flavor bomb. Basically, if there is a steak involved, count me in. Coming in at number 2 is the Bulgogi sandwich. Again, if there is a steak, you will find me right there. No questions asked. And third place goes to the shrimp po' boy. That sauce really caught my attention, although maybe I was just hungry. The one that didn't quite hit the mark for me was the Monte Cristo. I messed up the preparation, so it didn't turn out as I'd hoped. Anyway, after all this, I will be probably unable to eat for a week. I'm that stuffed. Looked like I'd have to hit the gym twice a day to burn all this off. Before we wrap up, don't forget to check out my other videos on the channel. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithms, and your support means the world to me. Catch you in the next one. Until then, stay hungry and keep exploring. Peace.